Welcome to Relaxed Reddit Readings. Today we have 4 Reddit stories for you. Reddit stories that made me question my own morals. Story 1. I deep cleaned my roommate's art project into the trash. So I accidentally threw away my roommate's entire art project and now she's calling me a monster. Let me explain what happened here because I honestly don't know if I'm the villain in this story or not. I live with my roommate Sarah, and we're pretty different when it comes to cleanliness. I like things tidy, she's more of an organized chaos type of person. Last weekend, she went to visit her parents, and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna surprise her with a deep clean of our common areas. Sweet gesture, right? So I'm going through the kitchen, really getting into it, and I find this stack of about 15 empty glass jars. We're talking pasta sauce jars, jam jars, all kinds of stuff just piled up in the corner. Now, here's the thing, Sarah's always talking about saving jars for projects but then never actually does anything with them. Our kitchen's pretty small, and these jars have been there for weeks just taking up counter space. I figured she'd forgotten about them, so I tossed them in the recycling. Felt pretty good about freeing up all that space, you know. Well, Sarah comes home the next day and completely loses it. Turns out, those weren't just random jars she was hoarding. She'd been planning this whole art installation for her final project at school. Something about consumer waste and sustainability, which honestly makes the whole thing even more ironic. She'd been collecting those specific jars based on their shapes and sizes, and apparently some of them were actually pretty hard to find. She starts crying, telling me I've ruined months of work and that she might have to completely change her entire concept now. The project's due soon and she doesn't have time to recollect everything. I felt terrible, I really did, but I tried to explain that she never told me they were for anything specific. To me, they just looked like clutter. She said I should have asked before throwing anything away, but honestly, in my mind, empty jars sitting around for weeks are just trash waiting to be taken out. If they were important, shouldn't she have mentioned it or put them somewhere safe? I offered to help her find new jars, even said I'd drive around to different stores with her, but she said it's not the same and that I don't understand artistic vision. She's been giving me the cold shoulder ever since, and now I'm wondering if I really messed up here or if this is just a case of poor communication on both sides. Am I wrong for cleaning up what looked like hoarded jars, or should I have been more careful about other people's stuff? If you're enjoying these stories, hit that like button and let me know in the comments which story you relate to the most. Story 2. My 5-year-old niece told me she wants me dead. So my 5-year-old niece just told me she wants me dead, and my sister thinks I'm overreacting by asking her to correct it. This is honestly blowing my mind right now. We just spent this amazing day together as a family. I took my niece swimming, we had so much fun, she was laughing and playing, everything was perfect. We're driving home, she's in the back seat with my sister, and out of absolutely nowhere, this little girl looks at me and says she wishes I would die so she wouldn't have to deal with her annoying aunt anymore. I'm sitting there like, what just happened? I literally did nothing to upset her. We'd been having the best day ever, I'd been nothing but kind and fun with her, and suddenly she's wishing death on me? I know kids say wild things, but this felt different. So I turned to my sister, expecting her to immediately address this, right? Like, even if kids don't fully understand what death means, you still need to correct them when they're wishing it on people. That's just basic parenting, isn't it? But my sister just brushes it off. Says kids don't understand what death really means and that I shouldn't take it seriously. She basically ignored it completely and changed the subject like nothing happened. I pushed back a little, told her that regardless of whether her daughter understands death, she still needs to learn that saying things like that is not okay. You can't just wish harm on people, even if you're 5 years old. This is exactly the kind of moment where you teach kids about consequences and appropriate behavior. My sister got defensive and said I was being too sensitive, that it's just kid talk and I need to let it go. She made me feel like I was being ridiculous for even bringing it up. But here's what's bothering me, if we don't correct this stuff when they're little, when do we correct it? At what age does it suddenly become unacceptable? 6, 7, 10. And what message does it send to the kid that they can say hurtful things to people without any consequences? I love my niece, I really do, but I also think there's a difference between typical kid behavior and straight up telling someone you want them dead. Even if she doesn't understand death, she understands that it would mean I wouldn't be around anymore, and she said that's what she wants. My sister thinks I'm making a mountain out of a molehill, but I think she's missing an important teaching moment here. This feels like one of those situations where a simple, "we don't say things like that," could go a long way. Am I really being too sensitive about a kid's comment, or is this something that actually needed to be addressed? Story 3. My BF planned my birthday trip using my car and my gas money. So my boyfriend just planned my birthday surprise trip and then expected me to drive my own car and pay for my own gas. I'm honestly wondering if I'm crazy for being upset about this. My birthday's this weekend, and about a month ago, my boyfriend tells me he's planned this whole surprise trip to celebrate. I was so excited and grateful, you know. It felt really sweet that he put thought into planning something special for me. The trip's about 5 hours away, so it's definitely a commitment. Naturally, I assumed we'd be taking his truck since he planned the whole thing. That just seemed logical to me. You plan the trip, you provide the transportation. But flash forward to a couple days ago, and he suddenly brings up that he hadn't thought about transportation until the last minute. Then comes the kicker, he asks if we can use my car instead. His reasoning? My car gets better gas mileage than his truck. Which, okay, that's true, but then he follows up with asking me to pay for gas too since it's my car we'd be using. I'm sitting there like, wait, what? You planned my birthday trip, but I'm supposed to drive myself there and pay for the privilege? That doesn't feel very gift-like to me. When I expressed that I was uncomfortable with this arrangement, he got defensive. He said I was being ungrateful and that he'd put all this effort into planning activities and booking places for us to stay. He made it sound like I was being selfish for questioning the transportation situation. But here's what's bothering me, if someone plans a surprise for you, shouldn't they handle the logistics? It feels weird to plan someone's birthday celebration and then hand them the bill for getting there. It's like planning a dinner party and then asking your guests to bring all the food. He keeps saying that the gas money isn't that much and that I should focus on all the fun we're going to have. He's making me feel like I'm being petty for caring about who pays for what. But to me, it's not really about the money, it's about the principle. If you're surprising someone, the surprise shouldn't come with homework for them to do. I don't want to spend my birthday weekend being the designated driver for my own celebration while also funding the transportation. He says I'm being difficult and that couples should share expenses anyway. Which, sure, we do split things normally, but this was supposed to be his gift to me. Now it feels more like a trip we're both planning and funding, except I didn't get any input on where we're going. Am I being ungrateful for a planned trip, or is it reasonable to expect that a surprise birthday celebration shouldn't require me to be the driver and the financier? Story 4. I'm raising my niece but her parents won't pay child support. So I've been raising my 17-year-old niece full-time for years now, and I just filed for child support against both her parents. Everyone's calling me heartless, but I'm drowning here financially. Let me give you the background. My niece has been living with me full-time for a while now. This wasn't some formal court-ordered situation initially, but CPS has been involved multiple times throughout her life, removing her from her mom's care repeatedly. They unofficially placed her with me because frankly, I was the only stable option. Her mom has serious issues. We're talking about someone who's had their child removed by CPS multiple times. Her dad's been completely absent, never been involved in her life at all. So here I am, suddenly responsible for raising a teenager full-time. Don't get me wrong, I love my niece. But raising a kid is expensive, especially when you weren't planning for it. I'm talking about food, clothes, school supplies, medical expenses, car insurance when she started driving, college prep, all of it falls on me. Meanwhile, both her biological parents are out there living their lives without contributing a single dollar. I kept thinking maybe they'd step up voluntarily, help out somehow, but that never happened. Her mom's too wrapped up in her own problems, and her dad acts like this kid doesn't even exist. I finally reached my breaking point and decided to file for child support from both of them. Well, the family is not happy with me. They're saying I'm being vindictive, that I knew what I was getting into when I took her in, and that I shouldn't be trying to get money out of people who are already struggling. Her mom's side of the family is especially upset, saying I'm kicking someone when they're down. But here's what I don't understand: why is it vindictive to expect parents to financially support their own child? I didn't create this situation. I stepped up when nobody else would, but that doesn't mean I should have to bear the entire financial burden alone. This girl deserves support from her actual parents. She's 17 now, about to graduate high school, thinking about college. All of these costs add up, and I'm the only one handling any of it. Meanwhile, her parents get to just walk away from all responsibility. The family keeps saying I chose to take her in, so I chose to take on the costs. But what was my alternative? Let her stay in an unstable situation? Let her bounce around the foster system? I did what needed to be done for her well-being, but I don't think that means her parents get a free pass. I'm not asking for anything unreasonable here. I'm just asking for both parents to contribute what they legally should be contributing to their daughter's care. She's their responsibility too, not just mine. Is it really wrong to expect parents to financially support their own child, even when someone else is doing all the actual parenting? If you enjoyed these stories, drop a comment telling me which one was your favorite. And if you want more relaxed Reddit readings, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these stories, like, comment and subscribe for more relaxed Reddit readings.